There are many hit shows on Netflix that have captivated people in one form or another. The one that absolutely came out of nowhere to go and amaze people was that of Bridgerton. Yes, Squid Game is a similar tale, but that's another topic entirely. The point is, when Bridgerton came out, it seemed at first to be yet another Victorian-style show. But it amazed people with its diverse cast, its great characters, deep stories, and yes, the love scenes. Many people loved the love scenes, okay? But there's a lot that goes into making a show like this. So allow us to show you Bridgerton behind-the-scenes facts. Number 9. Historically accurate? Not exactly, and that's okay. Although many period dramas have cultural experts on hand during production to ensure historical authenticity, Bridgerton took an entirely different approach, opting for a diverse reimagining of London's high society. It's important to remember that Bridgerton isn't a history lesson. Author Julia Quinn told Entertainment Weekly in December 2020, "The show is for a modern audience." In a different December interview with Town and Country magazine, the show's creator and Shonda Rhimes' longtime collaborator Chris Van Dusen expressed a similar opinion. "We knew we wanted the show to reflect the world we live in today, and even though it's set in the 19th century, we still wanted modern audiences to relate to it and to see themselves on screen," he said. This tactic not only gave Bridgerton a feeling and look all its own, it proved that bold moves like this can absolutely move Hollywood forward in major ways. Something it's honestly struggled with in the past and present. If you recall the mega-hit Broadway play Hamilton, creator Lin-Manuel Miranda took a similar approach to his casting and how they were portrayed. So that shows a pattern, and one that should be appreciated. Number 8. Jonathan Bailey was almost Simon. It's hard to imagine anyone else but Rege-Jean Page played the role of Simon, Duke of Hastings. But Jonathan Bailey, who plays Anthony, told OprahMag.com that he initially auditioned for that role. "It wasn't until I was talking to the production company and Chris Van Dusen, the showrunner, and at the end of the meeting, we'd spoken about family and men in society and women in society and our own personal experiences," he says. "And they said, 'Have you thought about Anthony? We're going to send you some scripts to read because we think you might be an Anthony.'" Obviously, him becoming Anthony was the right call, and fans appreciate both men in their true roles. Even Bailey was happy with how it all turned out. Ultimately, it's really exciting when you're told the character you should be thinking about, because no one wants to go and see Hamlet played by someone who wants to play Hamlet. They saw something in me, and they were like, "Go on, you can do it." Sometimes you can't get what you want, but you might just get what you need. That's how the song goes, right? Number 7. Netflix's biggest hit for a while. Since the premiere of the show, Bridgerton's popularity drastically increased and, in only 4 weeks, surpassed The Witcher, a previous viewership record holder. To be more precise, 82 million households were more interested in watching Daphne finding her dream husband, while only 76 million enjoyed Geralt of Rivia's monster-slaying adventures. Not to mention, the series placed number 1 in 83 countries. All things considered, Bridgerton was Netflix's biggest show of all time. That's frankly quite insane as, again, this is a, quote, historical drama, not an action romp. What's more, while the casts are spectacular, there aren't a lot of big names in the show, unlike things like The Witcher, which has Henry Cavill, the current Superman, and even movies like The Old Guard, which has Charlize Theron. Obviously, that has now changed, as the Korean hit Squid Game has now apparently surpassed Bridgerton, but depending on how Season 2 does, it might just get its crown back. See what we did there? Number 6. Some historical accuracy for one key character. Although the show has been noted for its diversity, it does not steer clear of conversations about race and privilege. Queen Charlotte, Golda Rochevelle, spearheaded the active hunt for Lady Whistledown on Bridgerton. But historically, she is believed to have been England's first monarch of mixed race. That's something that really resonated with me, Van Dusen told Entertainment Tonight in December 2020. "I started to wonder what could have looked like. What could this queen have done? Could she have used her power to elevate other people of color in society?" A very deep question indeed, and how she was portrayed in Bridgerton certainly painted a very interesting picture. One has to wonder what might have happened in history if Queen Charlotte did certain things a certain way. Number 5. Wigs and costumes. Besides her biting wit and regality, One of the best things about Queen Charlotte was her arsenal of towering, show-stopping wigs. And while Rocheville did have a favorite, according to Essence, the actor said it was much better to experience the looks as a viewer. They are pieces of beauty, you know, stand out, beautiful pieces on their own, she says. Wearing them sometimes was a challenge, I'll be honest. The weight of them is quite something. But keep yourself fit, eat healthily, a lot of core muscle and back muscle exercises. And you know, they are a pleasure to wear, I say with a little twinkle in my eye. If you pay attention to the outfits the characters wear, you'll notice that there are a lot of them overall. That's because over 7,500 costumes were made for the first season of Bridgerton. They wore a different dress to every ball, aside from the amount of dresses that would take place from morning till dinner. Costume designer Ellen Mironjic told Harper's Bazaar. So we knew roughly that this was going to be a large endeavor. For context, just Phoebe Dynevor had 104 costume changes across 8 episodes. So don't ever say that this team didn't go all out to make sure this show was as big and grand as possible to the smallest detail. Number 4, The Crown. Some of the scene settings in The Crown and Bridgerton might look familiar to those with a keen eye for detail. For example, Cliveden Castle, Simon's family home where he and Daphne spent their honeymoon, is actually Wilton House in Wiltshire. The same place is also used as Buckingham Palace's interior on The Crown. Furthermore, another cool-to-know location fact is that Bridgerton's Somerset House scenes were filmed at the 18th century property Somerley Estate, which on the other show represents Prince of Wales' country residence Highgrove House. It makes sense when you think about it. Why not use sets and places that other shows are using for a somewhat similar program? Number 3, Summer Camp. Filming on the series started in July 2019 and wrapped in February 2020, just before the pandemic hit. That's almost 9 months of shooting, which is a pretty long stretch for a TV series. But it sounds like most of the actors didn't seem to mind because when they weren't in front of a camera, there was plenty to do. It was like a summer camp, Jonathan Bailey, Anthony Bridgerton, told Cosmopolitan UK. He said FIFA fan Luke Newton, Colin Bridgerton, ensured that there was always a game on the go and revealed there was also a coffee crew. And on a nice day, he joked, everyone would just sort of sunbathe and roll around in their corsets, so there was always something going on. Indeed. Number 2, Why Can't We Be Friends? With the 6-week boot camp followed by more than 6 months of filming, it's no surprise that some of the cast are now incredibly close. Phoebe, who plays Daphne, has now become a best friend, and I feel incredibly proud and protective of her as well as an older brother. Jonathan said, I think when you're playing a family, a lot of the friendships just blossom from there. He also credited the producers for putting together such a stellar cast. I think it's testament to Shondaland that they managed to cast people who seemed like a similar sort of tribe, and everyone really did get on. No doubt the chemistry and friendships they made helped make the show even better in terms of acting and fun. Number 1, Julie Andrews. You may have recognized the posh tone of Lady Whistledown's narration from Mary Poppins or the Princess Diaries series, as Andrews voiced the rumor-spreading Ryder. In a December 2020 interview with Oprah Magazine, Quinn said that she was thrilled when she heard about the casting. When they told me, I legitimately stopped breathing, she said. I mean, I should be dead. She was so fun to work with, Van Dusen said in the same interview. Everything that you think Julie Andrews is, she is. I had such a blast writing the voiceover for Lady Whistledown because she gets to say the most scathing, sometimes insulting things, he added. And they're not typical things that you would think would be coming out of Julie Andrews' mouth. She's very much the voice of Bridgerton, and Andrews is no doubt loving how much attention the show, and by extension she, is getting. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at Bridgerton and how the show came together in a way that was both very detailed, incredibly intricate, and yet was able to deliver all that it wanted? What is your personal favorite part of Bridgerton? Do you think that this show just might become one of the best Netflix shows ever? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time on the channel.